teasing Guardians of the Galaxy. Wait, yo, what's going on? Whoa, a Guardians of the Galaxy game? This is awesome. I can't wait to play as Gamora, Drax, Rocket Raccoon. Hold, 1 second. Hey. What? You only play as Star-Lord? I don't think anybody was wanting Square Enix to develop another Marvel game after the total mess that was Avengers. But with that E3 reveal, they had really good marketing. There wasn't much in the dark and they were revealing a ton of information. And it was going to release quick. Barely 5 months after the reveal, and we're already playing the first game for the Galactic Avengers. We had the Guardians of the Galaxy in the 2 LEGO Marvel games that we got, Disney Infinity 2.0, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and that one Telltale game from a couple years ago. This was their first major AAA game for the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they're going off with a bang. This is definitely not what I had in mind for Guardians of the Galaxy, but I could not have asked for a better experience. With this being developed by the same guys that did Avengers last year, did Square Enix commit the same sins? Is Square Enix redeemed? Let's find out. But real quick, dudes and dudettes, before we get into that, be sure to click that like and subscribe button, and let me know down in the comment section below what are other games you want to see me check out. Right now, I'm going to try to work on another review for you guys for Iron Man VR. I have such a fun time with that game, and I've also had that in my backlog for a little over a year now, so I think it's time I did a review for you guys. God, I remember doing that video so long ago. I can't believe it's already been a year. And right there, I got the box that holds my PC case. I got about 89-90% done thanks to my friend last night. Shout out to you, bro. You're a real one. And let me know also if you want to see a room setup tour and how I do things around here. Also, be sure to turn on those post notifications. That way you know whenever I post a new video. Anyway, guys, back to the review. So give me a second. This is going to be a doozy. This starts off with the Guardians of the Galaxy investigating and escaping a quarantine zone. Then you get captured by the Nova Corps. Then you gotta go through the Nova Corps and help the main Nova leader's daughter escape alive during some disaster that happens on their ship. Then the Guardians of the Galaxy have to pay a fine because of some llama or black market tech you got on the Milano. Then you gotta try to sell Rocket Raccoon or Groot to Lady Hellbender. Then you gotta escape Lady Hellbender's fortress. Then you gotta steal enough units from Lady Hellbender to pay off your debt. Then you find the Nova Corps completely ransacked. Then you discover the Church of Truth took over the Nova Corps ship. Now you gotta save the Nova Corps. Dude, this is like halfway through the campaign. There is so much that happens here. The biggest difference between this and Avengers is that Guardians of the Galaxy is a ton more story-based than the Avengers. And for some reason, it's not even in the same universe. You play solely as Star-Lord, which seems strange at first, yes, but it definitely works and pays off. You actually make various dialogue decisions and choices throughout the story that influence your team. I wanted to make my relationship with Rocket the strongest because there's something about him that I just find so much fun. The team building is so well done here. Anytime it feels like your team isn't doing too hot, you feel it. And when they're kicking ass, man, you really feel it. Throughout the story, your team is always talking. Some would find this annoying, and yeah, I could definitely see it as annoying, but the dialogue is so well written and performed just as great, you don't even mind it. My only complaint with the voice acting is that Gamora sounds too forceful and one note with her delivery, and Peter Quill sounds like a 40-year-old who never left his frat house.
Not what I'm saying. Let's just find the big elevator we came in on and get the hell out.
Now, if you're done strategizing, feel free to grab your seat. We're almost ready to go.
My favorite part of the story wasn't the chemistry between the team, and even that is so beautifully executed. It's the moments in between major plot points when you're a 13-year-old Peter Quill on his birthday spending time with his mother. They have a great relationship, and these moments allow a good sense of levity between those big galactic moments. The only thing I'd change is adding more because they're so beautifully done. You can tell Peter and Meredith have a very special bond, and honestly, it's just beautiful to see, to say the least. I just gotta say, it's kind of embarrassing the fact that they referenced the Avengers and Spider-Man before Marvel's Avengers even revealed Spider-Man in their DLC. These are two totally different universes, but they basically confirmed the multiverse here, so I could definitely see some kind of crossover happening. Other than the bond between Peter Quill and his mom, you see this between all of the Guardians. By the end, you really know your team. You see all of their insecurities and reassure them that they're more than just a team. Your family. This takes the meaning wearing your heart on a sleeve to a whole new level. Ever since James Gunn took over the franchise, Guardians of the Galaxy has been all about misfits finding a home and family between one another, and Square Enix takes this idea and honestly does it even better. There were moments where I wanted to sob at the story. Seeing these characters that you've grown with throughout the campaign reveal their true selves to you, seeing them express their insecurities, be raw, and open up to you, it's truly beautiful. Seeing Rocket Raccoon overcome his fear to save his best friends, his only friends, was moving. Seeing Drax move on from the death of his family was heart-wrenching. Hearing the horrors that Gamora had to face were shocking. Dude, if I could forget playing this game and relive that same story, I definitely would. Actually, I can. Choice and decision making is such a big factor in this game that if you played it and I played it, we'll have totally different playthroughs. So with my first campaign and my second campaign that I definitely plan on doing, I'll have a totally different experience. Wait, I think I just realized actually, I don't think there's any side missions here. Dude, this is a dense story. As I said, you only play as Star-Lord here, and at first I found this to be the biggest disappointment during the reveal. Later on, I found this to be the biggest blessing. Avengers doesn't really give you enough real resources to truly upgrade your team. Here, it feels like your team is upgrading with you. Yeah, you can't really play as Drax, Gamora, Groot, or Rocket, but you can still control them. You hold one of the bumpers and then press the face buttons to have the rest of the Guardians attack a certain enemy or do certain commands. Or you could follow certain button prompts and have Drax throw something heavy, Gamora drop a crate or something, Rocket set off an electric node, or have Groot use his vines to trap certain goons. This is also done throughout certain story beats, not just during combat. You can have Groot build a bridge, Rocket can hack a door, Drax can break down a wall or lift something heavy that's in your way, or you could have Gamora cut some wires that are in the way as well. I much prefer this style of gameplay over trying to master all the controls and the mechanics that are in Avengers. A really cool feature they added is Huddle Up. Once your team is starting to take a good amount of damage, you have the Guardians huddle up. They'll bicker, they'll get excited. The point is you gotta lift their spirits or keep them focused to keep them fighting more and boost morale. If you succeed, everyone gets a power boost. If you fail, only you get the power boost. It legitimately hurts when you don't do it right. You want the entire team kicking ass while Wang Chung's Everybody Have Fun or Motley Crue's Kickstart My Heart starts playing on your headphones. Or other than that, Star-Lord controls exactly how you would expect him to. You gotta use your dual blasters to shoot enemies, but when they're really up close, you gotta start to brawl with them. Throughout the campaign, Star-Lord's blasters also start to unlock elemental abilities, and they're used to weaken certain enemies or to solve puzzles. And be prepared to hold that trigger because that is all you're gonna do! No one here feels useless. They feel very integral to the experience that you get. I couldn't imagine this game without any of these characters. And you actually unlock your costumes here! Jeepers! They're all free, you just gotta find them throughout the levels. And real quick, let's just all agree, this is the best suit. If you say otherwise, you're wrong. There's a full experience here, nothing feels half-baked. The combat system feels genuinely unique and an innovation with action RPGs and turn-based RPGs. Guys, I think I found it. I think I found the best turn-based RPG. Turn-based RPGs are so boring. I get everyone loves Pokemon or Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy, but I could never get into those games. Like, please tell me why your Microsoft Excel simulator is so fun. Time slows down as you pick what attack you want a teammate to perform, but really, you could just do any attack and you're fine. It doesn't add much difference if you try to strategize the attacks, but you'll find your own groove with it. And if it doesn't have Rocket's gravity bombs, you're also wrong. So for some reason, Square Enix made this and Avengers in separate universes, and it is clear as day, as this game actually plays and looks good. It's got such an interesting art style. There's a good mix of the Marvel movies and the comics here. Like, yeah, some creatures look like they're pulled right from the MCU, but they also take a lot of influence from the comics. There's more comic reference in one of these levels than the entirety of Marvel's Avengers. Yeah, you get your industrial looking levels that can be compared to the Avengers, but they have a galactic look to them. There's actual colors, it's not just gray, and they also have branching paths. Dude, I just sound like an MCU hater now. The lighting and the cinematography here easily puts the movies to shame. Of course, there's an advantage of here being a video game, and the possibilities are actually limitless. The beautiful visuals and shots keep you engaged and make you want to continue playing. Music is really intense and fits the tone and setting of the universe that they created. I did notice a glitch anytime I would get an achievement, the audio would just cut out. The version of the awesome mix that we have here is awesome. Your boomer dad is gonna love this playlist, I swear. I already had this pre-ordered, then they put out a trailer with Kickstart My Heart. I almost bought it again! I love this song! So much of the music here doesn't fit the way they do in the movies, but there's so much range. You go from Cars to I Need a Hero to, wait, I can't get a copyright strike. On the Xbox Series S, it runs pristine. I did notice at one of the final levels, some of the enemies looked like they were stuck in the Spider-Verse. That's weird, but it's literally only here, so maybe it's a stylistic choice? Newer Star Wars movies made the technical limitations that were in the 80s basically canon, so why not? Anything is possible. All of the worlds truly look and feel unique, and if they're in the movies, they have enough tweak to make it feel distinct in this universe. Even the most desolate corners of the galaxy have something beautiful to look at that makes you want to explore and discover more. I brought up how some of the levels have that industrial look like the Avengers, and that's where all of the similarities start and stop. I still can't believe that this is developed by the same company as Avengers from a year ago. They definitely learned their lesson, and they learned quick. Each level has branching paths, so you can find collectibles to give to your team. This is also how you get costumes as well, and what seems like journal entries from other people who had died previously from where you're at. This gives the levels a high level of urgency and stress. The sense of discovery here is something I haven't had in years. I feel like everyone wanted to learn all of the lore from BioShock, and I wanted to learn all of the lore from here. The journal entries are so much fun to read. I went out of my way so many times just to read them all. Nothing ever feels redundant or repeated. Even when you backtrack to an area like HALA'S Hope, it feels like a totally different level. When it feels like the game's getting a little too repetitive, Square Enix does something so out of left field to make everything feel fresh. Guardians of the Galaxy is the best multi-plat comic book game that we've had since the Arkham series. Square Enix saw the hate and the criticisms that Avengers had and learned that they could not afford to make those same mistakes again. This is still an RPG at heart, showing off Square Enix's roots, but it's done in a way that's almost reinventing the wheel. I had never thought of turn-based action in this way, and it blew my mind. I didn't even think it would work. Playing only as Star-Lord and having him being the eyes you look into both metaphorically and literally was the best choice the devs had making Guardians of the Galaxy. It makes the adventure feel more focused and more consistent. Having your choices and decisions matter was the most out of left field thing I expected. When I think of Guardians of the Galaxy, RPG is not the first thing I think of, but it works. The worlds you explore also have so much life and personality to them. Even the trashiest, most desolate wasteland like Nowhere contains something beautiful for you to discover, and that philosophy bleeds into your team. You see how these degenerates become the criminals that they were, which leads you to know what motivated them to becoming the interstellar heroes for hire, the Guardians of the Galaxy. My only real complaint is that there's not much reason to replay this game again. Yeah, you have the different paths and decisions you can make, but there's not really much besides that. Maybe they could have added like a mercenaries mode or something. Basically, you go after a bounty, you capture the person, and then you turn them in. But that's not really the point of this game. You get a great story with wonderful characters with varying abilities and personalities. And the most heart-wrenching scenes I've seen in gaming in years. Dude, I cried. Straight up. The last time I cried in a game was Miles Morales. Before that, it was Spider-Man PS4. And before that, it was Arkham Knight. It's always comic book games. Anyway, dudes and dudettes, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to click that like and subscribe button. And let me know down in the comment section below, what is your favorite Marvel game? And real quick, check this out. This just came in the mail from my girlfriend. It's so cool. I can't wait to open this up. Anyway, dudes and dudettes, you're never too old or too cool to play video games. Major Pineapple out.